Alrighty then, hello folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. Been watching the Zendikar Rising previews and yeah, it looks very fun. So yeah, I've been kind of hesitant, but I think I'm ready to draft some Premier Amonkhet Remastered. New season has started, so it's a decent way to race up to Mythic. And yeah, also to keep in mind, this is a very aggressive set, so games are going to end pretty quickly. But yeah, with Zendikar Rising on the horizon, I do need to have some some um, some Amonkhet remastered content on my channel before it goes away. So let's fire some off. Alrighty then, pack one, pick one. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening? Amonkhet Remastered. We opened up, what's this? Soul Scarred Mage. So it plays best in the red-blue spells deck since it's trying to enable prowess. If a source you control will deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many 1/1 -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. Seems okay. Red isn't really trying to do the -1/-1 counter synergy thing, so I guess this is going to be best in red-blue spells or red-black. But even then, with enough removal spells, I don't think you need to convert all of your damage into -1/-1 counters. Don't think it's necessary, don't think it's that great. There's a Gravedigger, which is pretty good for a nice grindy black deck. Pretty solid 2-for-1. Looking at the commons, there's a Fanbearer as the best common, along with Final Reward. So pretty interesting decision here. I think white is a better color than black in this set, but I don't know if I can take a Fanbearer over a good card like Gravedigger here. Black would put us into a much more grindier archetype, but that's still fine. I don't mind drafting Control. So let's take a Gravedigger here, and maybe we can end up drafting some sort of controlling black deck. And easy follow with the Obelisk Spider, although there's Cartouche of Ambition, which is also quite powerful. Other great commons in this pack include Gus Walker and Cartouche of Strength. But I think I'm going to be leaning black here since I pack one, pick one, a Gravedigger. And between these two, I think maybe I still take the Cartouche here. Like, the Cartouche is just really powerful. There's a lot of 1 toughness creatures in this set, and then giving your creature lifelink can help you catch up. And the Cartouche could also trigger trials, so it's actually quite good. Obelisk Spider is also would be pretty good, and would probably be my secondary choice if Cartouche wasn't in this pack. But I think the Cartouche just gives us a little bit more flexibility. I guess we could still be in white-black zombies, and the Cartouche can fit in that quite nicely. But Obelisk Spider is quite strong, not gonna lie. But just keeping our flexibility open is where I want to be, I think, and we'll take a Cartouche. Oh, pretty late Vizier of the Many Faces, okay. Maybe we just draft some sort of black-blue control deck, and Vizier is a nice, powerful creature that can ETB as any creature, and then later on just embalming this for 5 mana to copy another creature on the battlefield can be quite strong. That includes the opponent's bombs if they have any on the battlefield, so seems quite strong. Other good cards include Enigma Drake as a nice blue-red spells payoff card. Nothing too exciting. I guess there's a Wanderer in Depth that I don't mind like 1 or 2 copies of, since you can at least cycle this. Let's take a Vizier here. Seeing this pretty late is a decent sign, although there's a Desert's Hole, but I think the Final Reward fits nicely with what we currently have. Farm to Market, good, decent sign that maybe the white-blue Embalm deck is open, but I don't know if I can switch out of black given my first 2 picks, and the Final Reward is just a strong removal spell. I mean, I'm gonna be pretty unhappy if white blue Embalm is open and I have to pass up a desert and the farm to market. But yeah, I don't know if I can move out of black here. I think white is a better color than black in this set, but the Final Reward keeps us in color, and we might just abandon the Vizier if blue isn't open as well. Ooh, late start to finish. Okay, pretty powerful card. Not only can this generate 1/1s, but it serves as a removal spell in the late game. So the white-black zombies archetype could be open, and this is quite neat. Naga Oracle better in a blue-white Embalm, since you can just get your creatures back from the graveyard that has Embalm synergies. Overall, this pack isn't really amazing. There's a Magic Mirror, I guess, that can become a creature, artifact, or enchantment. But the activated ability isn't super amazing. I mean, it can be okay, I guess, but I think we take the start to finish, keep our options open. We know for sure we're going to be drafting black, we just don't know our secondary colors. Could just take a random impeccable timing, or there's a stripped Riverwinder as a decent curve topper if I do end up in some sort of blue-black control deck. I don't really like impeccable timing. It can be okay, I guess. Like, it's removal nonetheless, not super amazing removal. There's a Scarab of the Feast, but I want to focus on cycling synergy. But yeah, I guess I don't mind just taking the impeccable. Like, we could still be white-black, blue-black. And the impeccable timing, I think, is a little bit more efficient than the striped Riverwinder. Ooh, that's a late Trial of Solidarity. There's also in Okhetra's name, but I think the Trial is just better since you can always just get it back after you cast a cartouche. And this is just a really powerful Anthem effect. So white-black zombies could just be open here. We're seeing a lot of late white cards too, like Okhetra's name is pretty good in the white-black zombies deck as well. So that archetype could be open. We didn't see too many amazing green cards, but Chefette Monitor is also quite strong, but I don't mind just diving into white-black since that's also a really strong archetype that we don't mind considering. That's a late hooded brawler, pretty nice aggressive creature, but usually you don't want to play it in black since black is looking to be more controlling. Could just take a random Aven Initiate if we do end up in blue-black control. This can be a decent win condition. Actually, Diriju's Resolve could be quite strong. We could just take this to cut off a bit of white. Nah, let's just take a Aven Initiate. I don't really like the Resolve anyways. Quarry Hauler, if we do end up in white-black, can be decent. I don't think we have any graveyard synergies, although we could just put the Vizier of the Many Faces in the graveyard for the strategic planning. But strategic planning isn't even that great, I don't think. Cripple the Eternals can be a fine way to splash, but usually this is a two-colored set, unless you're drafting green, but I'll take a Quarry Hauler. It has decent synergy if we do end up in black-green -1/-1 counters. Don't think I'm milling the opponent. Anointer Priest isn't that bad, although there's a late Cryptic Serpent. Cryptic Serpent's pretty late. Like, if we do end up in blue-black control, I don't mind taking a Cryptic Serpent here. And a Stinging Shot can be a fine removal spell for flyers in case we are having issues. Okay, overall, the deck is looking decent. We can end up in blue-black control or white-black zombies. We'll see. What's this? Failure to comply? Yeah, it doesn't seem that great, since the comply portion is at sorcery speed, and if you're going to use this ability at instant speed, they can just recast it on their turn. So it doesn't seem that great. There's a Crocodile of the Crossing here, which is a pretty good card. Destined to Lead, also pretty decent, but I'd rather have the Crocodile, I think, if I end up in black-green. Yeah, this pack doesn't look amazing. I guess there's an Evolving Wilds. I guess I'll just take a Crocodile here as the best card. Just keep our options open. It's good enough over everything else that, I don't mind just taking it. But blue does seem pretty open in the last pack, so maybe we just play blue-black control. I guess white is also open with the start to finish. Could just take a Thoughtseize here, although Trial of Knowledge is pretty good. Wandered Neff also pretty decent. Thoughtseize isn't bad. It does make us lose 2 life though, but it's very efficient, just a powerful 1-for-1. And I think we know for sure we're playing black. I don't know about blue. This can also go into the graveyard to field a Cryptic Serpent, which isn't bad. Trial of Knowledge also pretty decent if I'm looking to leverage card advantage later. I don't really... The black cards are okay. Wandering Death, Kenray Eternal. Let's just take a Thoughtseize. It can be pretty strong. Ooh, Steward of Solidarity. Okay. Also, there's an Eternal of Harsh Troops. Yeah, I mean, blue seemed a little bit more open than white, but giving past a Steward is quite nice, because I do have a start to finish in this deck. But I think we're mostly going to lean towards blue-black control, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the Ancient Crab. I guess we do have a Trial, but we didn't see too many aggressive white creatures early on to leverage this Trial. So the Eternal is actually a pretty good card, too. Hopefully this doesn't come to bite us, but yeah, I think blue seemed more open than white in the final pack, so I think I'll gamble on this Eternal of the Harsh Truth as an excellent creature and got rewarded here. Otherwise, I think we'd be looking at this Blight back. Okay, so I don't think we're playing start to finish or in any of these white cards or green cards. We're just going to be in this nice blue-black control deck. And it's nice to have another Eternal here, just as an excellent ground creature. I don't mind taking Essence Scatter or Countervailing Winds, but Essence Scatter is just easier to cast, I think. Spellweaver Eternal is going to be at its best in a blue-red aggro deck. We're not looking to be playing aggro, although the Eternal of Harsh Truth is looking to attack most of the time. We're just trying to stabilize, and having a nice counterspell is decent, so Essence Scatter is quite strong. That's a late Wayward Servant. Okay, I guess this is the only card I might even consider playing, so white-black zombie seems pretty open, even the late Aven the Wandering Hope, although there's a Desert of the Mindful that I don't mind taking. Heckma Sentinels can be fine if we're going to do some cycling synergies as well. Could consider Shimmer Scale Drake as a decent flyer that we can always get back from cycling. There's also Wasp at the bitter end. But I think we're just trying to get to the late game with this deck. Let's take a Shimmer Scale Drake. Can be a decent Curve Topper. Don't like the Pitiless Vizier, could just take a Floodwaters. Late Compulsory Rest. So yeah, maybe took the gamble, but didn't pay off, I guess, since now we're in blue-black control instead of white-black zombies, which I think we should have been in. Wow, even the late Anoint the Priest. Guess I'll just take a Compelling Argument in case I'm looking to mill the opponent. Seeker of Insight can play as a fine ground blocker on turn 2. Essence Scatter is fine, better, but I think we need a Seeker here just to gum up the ground a bit. Yeah, I could just see myself playing Seer. Maybe we just play blue-black control, and one of our main win conditions might be just to mill the opponent. Countervailing Winds pretty strong, since you can either cycle it or use it as a counterspell, so I don't hate it. I don't hate having some mill in this deck just to maybe feel this Countervailing Winds, but it also makes us discard a card, so I don't know if we want to do that. Nissa's pretty strong. But I think we just take, like, I don't know, another Aven Initiate. Although there's another Cartouche of Ambition, which is quite powerful. Yeah, I may just take the Cartouche here and hope for the best. Yeah, let's just take Cartouche. I think it's just a better card than the rest of the other stuff in the pack. Could play a Lethal Sting. There's another Countervailing Winds. Overall, this pack isn't that great. I don't really want to play 2 Countervailing Winds. May just take a Lethal Sting as a fine removal spell. Now, Trial of Solidarity is quite strong, although I think I'd rather just have a final reward. Cartouche of Knowledge is also pretty strong as well. Trial is fine card draw, but we do have a Secret to help us loot anyways. Some decent cyclers. I think the final reward is just a good removal spell that we might need if we're going to be drafting a control deck. Kind of took the gamble in the blue-black control, and I kind of got punished because I'm passing a lot of these excellent white-black cards. Man, that was hard. I guess I don't mind a If Near Deadlands as a fine desert that can serve as a removal spell. There's also late Unquenchable Thirst. Like, even if you don't have a desert, even if the opponent gets a free attack, it's still pretty decent, so I don't hate it here. And now I can take my If Near Deadlands as an excellent desert that can go along with the Unquenchable Thirst and a good removal spell. Aven Initiate also pretty strong, but I think I'll take my desert here. And I'll take my, could use a Blight Batch to have evasion, although the Cartouche is also pretty good here, since it can just give one of our ground creatures flying, draw us a card. Definitely going to be playing Cryptic Serpent in this deck. Could use another good top-end creature as well. I don't mind the Lethal Sting with all these high toughness creatures, actually. Could use another good flyer, of course. And yeah, I don't think we're milling the opponent with the Seer or Compelling Argument. Ooh, Striped Riverwinder seems pretty good. Nice top-end threat. Powerful hexproof creature that we can always cast or cycle. But I think for sure we want to maybe cast this just to have a nice top-end creature that can serve as a good ground blocker. and something we can enchant with maybe a cartouche, and they can be quite strong. Winds of Rebuke, not really good in blue, black, and bomb. I guess I could maybe take the Pitiless Vizier. I mean, it's not really that great since it does mill access, although we do have 2 embalm creatures, so I actually don't hate it. And having interaction at instant speed is quite nice. We don't have enough cycling or discard to go over the Pitiless Vizier. Even then, I don't think the Pitiless Vizier is great. Ooh, okay, Aven Initiate. Good flyer in the late game. None of these cards I really want. Another cartouche, okay. Alright, our deck seems pretty good for a blue-black control deck. So what am I looking to cut? Could consider cutting a Floodwaters. I don't actually mind the Ancient Crab since it's a good ground blocker on turn 3. The Winds can actually be cuttable as well. Like, what does the Wind do for us? The Winds do for us? It does help us feel the graveyard, so it can be decent by helping cast our Cryptic Serpent for cheap. It can be pretty decent with the Gravedigger. It can mill an embalm creature for us to get back later, so I actually don't hate the Winds of Rebuke at instant speed. And Quenchable Thirst doesn't seem amazing with only 1 desert, but again, it's still a fine card to use. Even if the opponent manages to get a single attack off, it still locks it down. Although not super amazing. The Countervailing Winds I don't mind. I think I need the Ancient Crab again as a ground blocker. Lethal Sting can be pretty decent in this deck. Yeah, maybe I just ditch the Floodwaters. With enough removal and interaction, it can be okay. I think we want to get to 7 and 6 mana consistently to cast our big top-end creatures. And also we have some expensive embalm creatures here. So maybe we still go 17 lands and go just 9/8. Heavily favoring white-blue though, so... Yeah, we don't even have any early black creatures, so I don't mind just cutting a swamp. Although we do need to cast double black for the If Near Dead lands, but I don't think we're going to be casting it that early, so we can just go something like this. 10-7. Ways to prevent flood. We do have a Seeker of Insight. Cartouche of Knowledge can help us draw some cards. We have Aven Initiate in the late game that requires us to play a lot of lands, so let's try this deck out. Seems fine. The Floodwaters, I guess we can always just cycle away if we can never get to... And we can maybe even go 16 lands with this. But nah, I guess we don't really need it. It doesn't seem necessary. The Unburdened 2 is also playable, but... I just want to hit my land drops on curve. I don't want to do any cycling shenanigans. In our picture, let's see. Probably the Eternal. Okay, I can Winds at instant speed. I can always cycle away the Shimmer Scale Drake, Unquenchable Thirst on 2. It's not an amazing hand, but definitely keepable. Let's try it out. Alright, already a Sacred Cat on turn 1, so... Hopefully this doesn't mill away our lands. I mean, I could just Unquenchable Thirst onto this. It's not a bad idea, or I can just keep up an Essence Scatter. Let's just Thirst this Sacred Cat. He can embalm this later, so it's going to be quite annoying, and he's already tapped, so he won't be able to fire off another attack quite soon. Okay, not really a scary card, a Festering Mummy. Right land is good. Guess we'll pass. We can always cycle the Shimmer Scale Drake to maybe hit our land drop again. Keep up the Essence Scatter. Taking 1 per turn, not the end of the world. Let's cycle this Shimmer Scale Drake. Luckily this doesn't come in tapped. We can always get this back on turn 6, of course. Cartouche, pretty annoying. Final Reward is quite annoying, although Trial is also pretty annoying as well. Yeah, Final Reward can exile. So I'd rather have him just cast a Trial, I think. And then we can Winds of Rebuke the 2/2 pre-combat to get rid of the Cartouche and take 1. Let's do that. I would have loved these lands. Maybe I just have to cycle away this Striped Riverwinder since it doesn't seem like we're going to be casting this anytime soon. Yeah, I don't really want to cast a Cryptic Serpent. Let's just cast a Vizier. We'll just make it into a Festering Mummy. And we can always embalm it to get back, which is quite nice. Oh, we'll take out his Festering Mummy so he doesn't put -1/-1 counters on us. Guess he can embalm that back. Okay. Pretty decent. Light Bats, okay. I think I have to Final Reward that. You can exile my Vizier or my Aven. I think he wants to exile the Vizier because it's a scarier card. Don't have enough mana to keep up Final Reward and Seeker, so I think I'm going to keep up the Final here. I don't know if I can take 2, so I think I'm going to have to just cast the Final Reward here. Ancient Crab is looking nice. Yeah, I don't mind just moving to attacks, and I have 2 good ground blockers to keep up. Hopefully he doesn't top deck an annoying creature. He can sacrifice a desert to pump his team, so that's going to be quite annoying, but that's not going to be lethal still, I don't think. I'm hoping he just doesn't have anything here. Wow, he's going for an all-out attack. Pretty risky. Guess I think he could lethal me next turn. So I do need to keep up my blockers. Cartouche of Ambition, pretty powerful. Let's do that. Yeah, this is going to put a halt to his game plans. 11 creatures. So yeah, we can't afford to not have any creatures in this deck. Let's just keep playing. Otherwise, we have nothing to put the cartouches on. Okay, don't hate it. Could cycle away the countervailing winds. Or winds first. Like, we can always just winds and then keep up the countervailing winds. That's not actually a bad idea. Just do that. And this way the countervailing winds does get better. And then we can counter the Rotting Bone Raptor, so not bad. I can kill that with a cartouche, so I don't really care if this resolves. Yeah, let's just get in there for 2. Don't think I need to loot. Although I don't mind hitting my land drop, it's nice to get in for 2 lifelink damage. Alright, sure. Rotting Bone Slasher, quite annoying. Do I just cast a Vizier here? Guess I do. And maybe we can put a cartouche on it next turn and fly over. Although that's a compulsory rest for sure. Lord of the Accursed, pretty annoying. Guess I want to keep up Essence Scatter here. I'll be taking quite a ton of damage, but I can Essence Scatter away something at least. Hopefully. Ooh, the Drake? Guess I don't mind the Drake. I can copy it and then maybe cartouche on it. Eventually. He can give us 4 for mana, so I'll be taking 4, which is not great. Ooh, I guess I can copy that. What does Gravedigger do for us? It can allow us to maybe double block. I can get back to Seeker of Insight. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's just Gravedigger here. I guess I'd rather just have the Vizier here so I can just recast it again for cheap. What do I want to cartouche up? I guess a Shimmer Scale Drake, so if I go for double block, it can still stay alive. And we can stay back here. Pretty annoying. Hmm. Yeah, this trial is just going to end the game for me, for him. It's not looking very good for us. Cryptic Serpent with flying doesn't seem bad. Yeah, let's just do that instead, maybe. Ooh, Cartouche next turn seems pretty nice, so I can connect with a huge lifelink hit. Yeah, maybe he's just out of steam now, so what we can do is now we can Vizier, copying Cryptic Serpent. We can shrink down the Oketra's Attendant. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to race against this. Yeah, there's no way to race against this. Yeah, Cartouche with Cryptic Serpent, I guess, is a win condition, along with, like, our Hexproof Creature, so... Even with Double Trial, we managed to deal with the opponent quite nicely. I think our only weakness is against an opponent with a lot of removal, obviously, and lots of aggressive flyers. Let's just keep playing. Ooh, pretty scary hand. The Bone Picker, I think, is the scariest creature. The Baleful Amulet, though, that's pretty gnarly, too. But I think in the long run, the Bone Picker is going to be the worst creature to come across, so I think I'll get rid of it first. It could be nice to cast my Eternal next turn. Yep, and I can set maybe like a Lethal Sting. Can cycle away the... Might have a cycling creature next turn. I could just draw a card off of this. I don't mind just casting another Eternal here. He can use a Lethal Sting, of course, but this is only going to become a 1/1. I guess he's going to set the Lethal Sting with a Doom to Center instead. Huh. Could just cast a Vizier and make another Eternal. Let's just do that. Guess I don't mind losing one of my Eternals. I guess I'd rather have this one die since I can always embalm it. Wish I got a land off of that. Okay, unfortunately not. I don't mind him using the lethal sting. Can keep up countervailing winds. The Cryptic Serpent is also pretty nice. Alternatively, I can Cartouche, but he still has a blocker up. Or I can just play the Shimmer Scale Drake. Maybe that's better. Cryptic Serpent is quite nice, though. I think the Drake is better. And then maybe we can play out land, keep up countervailing winds, and then use the Cartouche of Ambition. And get back the Bone Picker, which is quite annoying. Guess that'll be my final reward target, since it has Death Touch. I don't mind him exerting this. Such a powerful card. Ooh, that's a good Cartouche target, so I guess I could always just Cartouche first. And then keep up the countervailing winds at least. And next turn we can finally reward the 3/2 and start chipping in. This is at sorcery speed, right? Yeah, let's just... Don't mind just getting in for 3 and gaining 4 and gaining 4 life. The Vizier can eventually just copy another flyer. I guess I'll just cast the Vizier because he could have some way to exile this, like with a mummy. I guess I need an extra land to do that. Yeah, let's just play out the Aven. This can allow me to keep up countervailing winds, or I can still keep up the Essence Scatter, so... Just copy the Drake. And we can get in for 7. Yeah, I think it's pretty much game over at this point. Don't even need to play anything, but I guess I don't mind just playing an Initiate because I can always embalm it. So in hindsight, this deck isn't bad. It's definitely overperforming. But I think we should have still been in white-black zombies for the most part, seeing the late Wayward Servant and then the Steward of Solidarity and all those other amazing white cards like Compulsory Rest and Desert's Hold. But either way, our deck can definitely go the distance. Okay, well, this hand isn't amazing. We do have the Desert. I guess we can always... We don't have much to cycle. We're on the play. This is a very risky keep. Let's just mulligan. I guess now I can keep this. This seems like a better hand. What do we ditch? I think we need the Desert. I hate bombing the Cryptic Serpent, but I think I have to. Yeah, I think I have to bomb the Cryptic Serpent. The more greedy choice would be to bomb the land, but I don't think we're going to be casting the Cryptic Serpent in time. Since we also don't have any instances of sorceries to play. So another Dimir control deck, okay. Sure. I could just discard the Aven Initiate. Like, I can always just get back to the Gravedigger. I could also just discard a Cartouche. I think discarding the Aven Initiate is fine. Winds of Rebuke also not bad. Although I do want to get a land drop, hopefully. I don't mind just taking 2 for now, I guess. Like, the Winds of Rebuke does have synergy with the Gravedigger, since I can always get something back with it. But I'm going to wait until next turn, since I don't mind just trading my Gravedigger for one of these 2/2s, so there we go. Now we can cast the Aven Initiate on turn 4. I don't mind trading for one of these 2/2s. May just trade for the Kenrai Eternal because this has a flipped one. I'd rather just get rid of this right away. So it's pretty nice that we discard this Aven Initiate, since we don't really lose any card advantage for doing so. And if we can cast the Aven Initiate early, we can keep it up. We can protect it with the Winds Rebuke, perhaps. Yeah, I'm willing to go for a trade. Aerial Guide, that's a good one. Vizier, I guess I'll play the Aven Initiate first. Hopefully there's no final reward that deals with this, because I'm going to be quite sad. I could just take 4, I can Vizier and make another Aven Initiate. That's also a decent play. Hopefully no final reward. He could cast an Unquenchable Thirst, I guess. Right, it's not good. I could Winds away to 2 to take 2, but I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll just Vizier here, copy his Aerial Guide. And I don't mind just taking 4 and maybe using the Cartouche to set something up to gain some life in the meantime. Another Splendid Agony. just see another one here. That's pretty annoying. I guess a lethal sting isn't as bad since this at least shrinks itself down. Crab doesn't do much. I'll still be taking 3 in the air. Let's just Vizier here. I mean, he's eventually going to run out of removal. He just used like 2 removal spells already. Wins, okay, that's even more annoying. He even got his own Vizier back. So I do need to set up something where I can somehow gain life. Yeah, I don't mind just using the cartouche here. Take out the 1/1, I can gain 2 life per turn. It's not amazing, but it's still mana efficient. He can make another 2/2, but I can Winds of Rebuke away his Vizier if he decides to copy it. I can eventually just cartouche my own Ancient Crab as well. So it's not bad. It's putting my eggs on 1 basket, but it's also not that bad if you think about it. Guess a Lethal Sting isn't that bad. Guess I only gain 1, but I guess I'll cartouche onto this to gain 2. It's not amazing, but it does draw me a card, and it does help me stabilize a bit. And we have a second cartouche to follow up, so... Ominous Sphinx, okay. It's a good one. Final reward, perfect. Pretty good top deck. Hopefully he doesn't have any more expensive flyers. The opponent does seem to have a better deck than mine, for the most part. With better flyers, of course, Shimmer Scale Drake. And then the card I just exiled. The Omnis Sphinx. I don't mind him copying one of the creatures here. Let's just move the tax. Could have an Essence Scatter, I'm assuming. Hieroglyphic just to draw 2, okay. I don't mind setting up a cartouche with the 3/2 Embalm creature, since that can also be another lifelink hit. I have 1 more Aven Initiate in the deck, so I don't mind actually milling myself. I also have a Cryptic Serpent, I think, that... Oh, actually I bombed the Cryptic Serpent, so... We're not going to get much value out of this wins unless we get, Opponent might just pass here. Wondering why he... Okay, now he's going to cast it, and now we can Winds this away. So then, since this is a token, we can get rid of that, and I don't mind just cartouching here and getting in for a huge lifelink hit. Okay, that's not scary. Also, if near Deadlands, which is quite nice. But here, I think we're just going to cartouche here. Keep land in hand, maybe, just to feign something. We can eventually just sacrifice this to deal with his Aerial Guide. And that will get rid of the final flyer, I think. Liliana's Mastery, pretty powerful card. Unfortunately, no deserts for the opponent, so I guess he's just going to try to race us here. But these Cartouches of Ambition are really powerful. Just allowing us to stabilize for all these turns is pretty devastating against the opponent. Guess I don't need to use the desert yet. We'll use the end of his turn, I think. Because mostly he's just going to keep this up as a blocker, and he could use some sort of a cartouche or something. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay, we're definitely going to say the desert, and we're going to say go. Another aerial guide, okay. Oh, I forgot this is sorcery speed. Never mind, we'll just do it anyways. I mean, I was tapped out the last turn anyways, right? No, I wasn't. Yeah. Forgot this was sorcery speed, but it's still a really good card. Alright, currently 4-0. Let's keep this up. And also the gem that we got from winning is a sign that we managed to maybe get all the cards for this entire set. Sorry, that's my messenger, not you, so... Alright, is this a good keep? We need blue mana. It's a Thoughtseize on turn 1, though. I can always cycle away the Countervailing Winds. It's not an amazing hand, but we're on the play. Let's try it. I'm obviously going to play Swamp into Thoughtseize since I don't want to pay the extra life for the If Near Dead lands. Yeah, just not an amazing keep, so hopefully we can get blue mana eventually, so I don't mind just cycling away the Countervailing Winds, hopefully. Or the Shimmer Scale Drake, I don't know. But it's nice to have a top-end threat on turn 5, so maybe I cycle away the Countervailing Winds. This Ancient Crab is going to be stuck in our hand the whole game, but we do have 10 islands in the deck, so it should be an issue eventually casting it. But this hand is really questionable, but on the play, I think I have to keep. Alright, blue-white's deck. This is a pretty annoying card. Same with this one. All these cards are annoying. Yeah, I don't really want him to loot, so I guess we get rid of Champion here. He can eventually cast this on turn 6, 7, but it's going to it's going to be 7 mana, but with him casting this, he can loot away these lands to prevent floods, so I actually don't mind just getting rid of Champion right away. We can cycle away the Countervailing Wind since he doesn't really have, he only has like 1 creature in the graveyard. I mean, I'm not gonna pay 3 mana to counter it. Let's just cycle to keep up a counter spell. I mean, doesn't seem worth it. Good ground blocker, but I don't think the opponent is aggressive enough for this to be amazing. But it's still a pretty decent target for the cartouches, I think. especially the flying cartouche. We'll play out Shimmer Scale Drake next turn. He's going to play it on his own. We can always sacrifice the desert to get rid of it. Or to sacrifice the desert to deal with the Tall Crop Elite. And we're flooding out pretty badly here. Next turn I'm going to drop the Ifnir Deadlands and deal with this 2-2. Yeah, Thought Seizing Away the Eternalize isn't that great, but it does halt him, just does put him behind a bit. Other than that, the Shimmer Scale Drake also is pretty scary. We can eventually cast our Striped Riverwinder, I guess, on turn 7. I guess we'll just stay back. I should have actually cast the Desert and just killed the 2-2 here, so I don't know how badly that's going to punish us. It might be pretty bad, I think. Since now I could have gotten rid of an extra 2-2. Once I get my cartouches to enhance with a Striped Riverwinder, it should be pretty difficult for the opponent to deal with. So now he can Eternalize this, get this back as a 4-4. He can draw 4 and discard 2, so that's pretty powerful. Not something I really like, but I think, but I mean, either way, I didn't really want him to cast this on turn 2. Could have gotten rid of Shimmer Scale Drake. Now this is pretty solid. We can cartouche. Yeah, we can do something like this. I guess I don't mind just cartouching here. I could cartouche on the hexproof creature, but he's just going to double block. Let's just cartouche onto the 3-4, take out the flyer and get in for 4. Oh, he has a desert in the battlefield, so he can activate the wall to ping us per turn. So hopefully he doesn't find a removal spell, but he probably will, so... Anointer Priest, okay. Another Dauntless Aven. Guess now he can set up a sort of double block. I guess he doesn't mind attacking for 3 and racing me, so... Ooh, Final Reward, that's quite nice. Let's just move to combat. I could attack with both and then use the Final Reward. It's not a bad idea. Like, I don't mind taking out the flyer, but I think I'm in the Final Reward here. I think I want the Final Reward away the Anointer Priest so he doesn't embalm it. I hope this doesn't punish me. No, it doesn't. So it does get rid of 4/4 ground blocker, and we can start getting in with the River Serpent. He's just holding up priority the wall, I think. Having a cartouche with a Striped Riverwinder is quite powerful as well. I could have just considered just exiling the 3/4 flyer so he doesn't have an extra flying creature to block. Okay, that's annoying. Sure. I guess he's gonna just attack in the air. We can just attack with the Striped Riverwinder, of course. He can untap the 3/4. I guess he can just untap the wall to ping me again. He could just race back up here if I don't find something. Ooh, another cartouche. Seems perfect. Opponent's probably going to emote me here. I'm definitely expecting an emote after this. Yep. And this is hexproof, so he can't target it with the Unquenchable Thirst. Or farm the market or anything, so this is going to be a pretty tough race for the opponent. He also forgot to ping me for 2, but I think at this point he just concedes. So yeah, Cartouche of Ambition, pretty powerful with these large hexproof creatures and flyers. And now we're Platinum Tier 2. Okay, 5-0, let's keep playing. Ooh, Eternal on turn 3, let's keep this up. Let's just Thoughtseize him on turn 1, why not, and then maybe we can Cartouche onto one of our creatures, and that can be quite strong. Ooh, what is there? Synchronized Strike is scary. Vile Manifestation is actually quite scary too. I don't really like the Synchronized Strike, but I don't really want him casting the Vile Manifestation either. Horror, it's not a card that I care too much about. Synchronized Strike can be pretty annoying, but I think with enough flyers we should be okay. Let's just take out this Vile Manifestation since it's going to eventually just serve as an annoying ground blocker for this Eternal. And we can surprise him with the Deadlands later. Ooh, we can play the Eternal if he decides to keep up Synchronized Strike. We can just Winds of Rebuke and get rid of it. So if I Cartouche here, he doesn't have a good block. Alternatively, I can just play out the Aven Initiate and set something up next turn. Let's see. So if I Cartouche here now, let's just set up the Aven. Then maybe the Aven with the Cartouche can be quite strong, or the 1-3 with the Cartouche. And then if he kills the Aven Initiate, we'll get back on turn 6, so... Price, I don't mind just taking 3 here. He obviously has a Synchronized Strike, so I don't mind just taking it. No blocks. He's just going to untap with a Synchronize, of course. It's going to deal a ton of damage, but I don't mind him just doing this. I'm not going to die, and I can always just... Cartouche of Knowledge. Yeah, I guess we 2-for-1 him here. What can we do? I guess we can Cartouche of Knowledge onto the Eternal. Then use the Cartouche of Ambition on the Aven Initiate. And I think I'm going to shrink down the Hooded Brawler, because I don't really want to give him a 2-2, so this can be quite nice. We can gain a bunch of life, and then we can keep drawing cards. And this can be quite powerful. He's also missing land drops as well, although that's pretty annoying as well. I guess I'll Winds of Rebuke the Hooded Brawler. Or the If Near Deadlands can take care of it, but I think I want to keep up the counter spell here, so I think I'm going to do this. Another excellent Embalm creature, of course. Do I even care about the Hooded Brawler? I don't even really want to counter it. Yeah, let's just Gravedigger here and get back the Vizier. Even milled his other Cartouche and Archfiend of Vithneer. But regardless, I think he needed lands in this game, so... Alright, 6-0. It's time for the final boss. Let's do a quick overview of this deck. Haven't drafted a Dimir control deck in a while, and I definitely haven't drafted Dimir control in this set. But we can definitely go through an overview of this deck. I think we should have been in white black zombies, honestly, but it was pretty hard to move out of blue given that there was a late like Aven Initiate and the cartouche in the first pack, I think. So let's add this to our deck list. And let's see. Overview of the deck. We were playing 17 lands, of course, since we have two excellent curve toppers that we don't mind casting. Triple 5 drops. The 4 is also quite expensive. Also, the embalm costs are expensive, so 5 mana to get back the Vizier is expensive, and then 7 mana to get back the Aven Initiate is also quite expensive. So 17 land looks decent. In terms of our removal, we do have double Cartouche of Ambition, which is a really powerful overperformer in this set. Just even though it might not kill a creature, it still shrinks the creature down, and then if you're able to attach this onto a flyer or like a large creature, you can just basically steal the game by gaining like a huge lifelink hit. So Cartouche is quite nice. Main decking 1 copy of Lethal Sting. Lethal Sting is not super amazing if you're a hyper aggro with lots of 1 toughness creatures, but in a deck like this where you don't mind putting a -1/-1 counter onto an embalm creature, and you have some high toughness creatures like Ancient Crab, 3 Eternal of Harsh Truths, Seeker of Insights, and large creatures that you don't mind putting a -1/-1 counter on, it's pretty good to have 1 copy of these. We're playing a Countervailing Winds, although I don't really like counter spells too much. The fact that this can cycle is quite nice, so it doesn't end up as a dead card for the most part. Winds of Rebuke, also not a big fan of this, but given that we have these embalm creatures like the Aven Initiates, the Vizier, I don't mind having a copy of Winds of Rebuke. It's also pretty decent synergy with Countervailing Winds, since it can also load up the opponent's graveyard by 2. That being said, it's decent interaction at instant speed, and it's always nice to have interaction at instant speed. Usually milling your opponent isn't super amazing in this set due to the embalm creatures, but it's nice to have at least 1 copy, I think. Unquenchable Thirst, also not super amazing in this deck, but a good card in general. Even if we don't have a desert, let's say we Unquenchable Thirst a creature, it's fine if they manage to get an attack in, because regardless, the creature will still get tapped and won't untap. So Unquenchable Thirst, better if you have multiple deserts, but still don't mind main decking 1 copy in the deck with 1 desert. And then we also have Essence Scatter as another fine counter spell, cheap interaction. And I've said it before, but Essence Scatter definitely weaker in this set due to the fact that there is a lot of embalm creatures. Thoughtseize, also decent interaction, fine 1-for-1, and the fact that you can get any non-land card is quite nice. So it doesn't have to be a non-creature. You can also take out a powerful bomb from the opponent's hand, disrupt their hand for an efficient cost of 1 black, and also or deal with any instants and sorceries anyways, or enchantments. So it's quite nice. If they're dead lands, also pretty nice desert, since it also counts. It's not only a desert, but it's also a removal spell as well. So unfortunately, didn't pick up too many deserts, because if we did, this Ifnir Deadlands would be quite powerful. But so it goes. I'm quite surprised we even managed to get 6-0 with this deck. I think the deck is lacking a couple of important components. It's definitely lacking some 2-drops that can help play defense in the early game. It's lacking a decent amount of deserts to have it's lacking a decent amount of deserts that could have made the Ifnir Deadlands and the Unquenchable Thirst a little bit better. Also, yeah, it would have been better to have like another better removal spell than the Winds of Rebuke. But I guess I also forgot to mention double final rewards. So in terms of removal, this deck is very good. In terms of ways to close out the game, it's okay. Like the Aven Initiates can embalm themselves so they can come back. The Vizier can copy our flyers in the late game, and then a Cartouche onto Striped Riverwinder or the Cryptic Serpent. If it doesn't go unanswered in a couple turns, can help us steal the game. So overall, pretty nice deck. Yeah, and even I also forgot to mention, even with a Lethal Sting on the Eternal of Harsh Truths isn't so bad, because as long as you can clear a blocker out of the way, the Eternal can still attack, and then even as a 0/2 you can draw a card, and then the Cartouche onto the Eternal is quite nice. So yeah, this deck is not bad. I'm quite surprised that I managed to overperform. I was also thinking of going 16 lands, but I don't think it's very good, especially with these expensive embalm creatures. So there you have it. I think I did state previously that white black definitely seemed a little bit more open in this draft. But I took a gamble on the blue. There was a pack where it was I think Eternal of Harsh Truths versus another good white card, and I took the Eternal, given that I saw like a late Cryptic Serpent and a Aven Initiate in the first pack. That kind of made me assume that blue was the much more open color. But so it goes. The white-black also seemed very open, with the start to finish being passed late, Wayward Servant, Trial of Solidarity. I think there was a Steward of Solidarity, and also some excellent embalmed creatures and anointer priests. Some binding mummies, Lord of the Accursed, marauding bone slashers. So we could have been in a nice aggressive white black zombies deck, but we still managed to get to 6-0 with this deck, so I'm quite happy. Let's move on to the final boss and get the show over with, so I can upload this video finally. And again, that's my messenger. I'm just on Facebook, just keeping. Alright, seems fine. We can Thoughtseize on 1. The Ancient Crab can serve as a good ground blocker. It's pretty good early hand against an aggro deck. Don't really want to cycle since I have enough lands already to get to turn 5. Ooh, Hour of Revelation? Pretty scary card. The Exemplar is actually pretty scary on turn 2, actually. And I guess with Triple Force, I do want to just get rid of this Exemplar. It's going to be pretty scary, unless he top deck a planes. No planes. Okay. He has a Desert Hold, so that's going to be quite annoying too. Watchful Naga, he can exert that and draw a card. Pretty annoying as well. Yeah, I guess we'll give him a card. Not much we can do about it. Because he needs to hit his planes, I think. Pretty annoying. Just leveraging card advantage for him. Okay, no planes yet. Okay, so he's never going to cast the Hour Revelation, so I'm quite happy about that. I don't really want to cash a Cartouche, although it does allow me to draw a card. And it puts a 2/5 flyer. I don't really want to do it. I mean, eventually I can block this Watchful Naga, so I don't actually hate that. I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket, because I know he has a Desert Hold to answer the Cryptic Serpent later. So I think this is fine, and I guess now we can Unquenchable Thirst on the 2/2 and play defense for the time being. So that was a pretty good top deck. Is he stuck on green? If he is, we're in good shape. Because I'm definitely blocking this. Oh, I guess I can't block it. Okay. So we'll get in for 2 and then play out the Shimmer Scale Drake. And then we can hopefully out-aggro him in the air. Hopefully he doesn't get a planes. Finally got his planes, he can cast his Desert's Hold here. On Crop Crasher, pretty strong. Don't mind the final reward. When you exert it, untap all creatures. I don't really want him to untap all of his creatures. It seems like a perfect decent target for a final reward. Let's get rid of it here. Let's get in there for 5, since he's going to use a removal spell anyways. He can eventually cast Hour of Revelation. Okay, that's not good. Aven, I guess I can just use a Lethal Sting on that. Guess I'll put a counter on the Shimmer Scale Drake because he might just exile it anyways. We can get in for 4. Sure. I actually don't mind casting the Cryptic Serpent as well, since I can get back the Gravedigger if he decides to kill it. So it seems okay just casting it, I think. And if he wants to Hour, he'll blow up his own board as well, and then we can always get it back with the Gravedigger, so don't actually hate this. Although the compulsory rest is pretty annoying. Alright. Yeah, I guess I have to make him pull the Hour, so we'll just Gravedigger it back, I think. And I guess I don't mind trading everything here. I mean, he can exert the Oketra's Avenger, so guess we'll just get in for 2 and trade for the 3/2. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, I don't mind him blowing up our whole entire board and getting all the trades in, because I can eventually... I mean, I do have like some embalmed creatures I don't mind getting back, so that's fine. Even exerting here, everything. Yeah, we'll go down to 2 here. But none of these will untap, so maybe we can help close out the game with the Cryptic Serpent. And we have enough for an Essence Scatter if he wants to pick up another blocker, so we should be in fine shape unless he has a single target removal spell. Okay, he's just going to Hour here. Seems fine. Cartouche would have been fine. Let's just pass. We'll Essence Scatter any creature he plays. Cartouche of Ambition also would have been great. Let's keep up all these cartouches. Eventually we'll get a creature. Hopefully no creatures. Can't really guarantee that, of course. Yeah, it would have been great if I had a creature. I guess I can cartouche. No, I can only cartouche on a creature I can control. Pretty close game. I think if I had a creature, I could have like enchanted it with the cartouche, and we would have gotten there. So quite unfortunate, but I think that game was definitely beatable. If he didn't top deck the planes, or like, yeah, if he didn't top deck the planes, I think we would have won for the Hour of Revelation, because we did have lethal with the Cryptic Serpent. But yeah, worthy final boss. Let's get this final game. Hopefully we don't run across another final boss that gets lucky with his top decks, because yeah, that game was definitely beatable for us. Doesn't seem bad. We can always cycle the Shimmer Scale Drake. We're on the play. I think on the play I'm keeping. If I was on the draw, I wouldn't. I think I'll leave with the island, since I can eventually get the crab for double blue. Like, I could just top deck the crab next turn and need the double blue. I don't think I'm cycling away the Shimmer Scale Drake. Yeah, no need to cycle it. I'm not really rushing into anything. Guess we'll play Swampy, as next turn we can always play out the Ifnir Deadlands and sack it to kill the Naga Vitalist or something. Or that requires 5 mana, never mind. But it doesn't really matter here, I don't think. He can only cast green, so... I mean, he can definitely ramp something up that's pretty scary. But if he attacks, this is a good sign. It's not a scary creature. This is a creature for a more controlling ramp deck, which does seem like the opponent is looking to play. Maybe he's missing his lands. He's definitely missing his second color, of course. Yeah, nothing he has played has been scary so far. We can just attack in the air, I guess. And we do have a final reward next turn if he does play something scary. I can stack this Deadlands to maybe deal with this Naga Vitalist. But maybe it's better to just develop the Flyer. Yeah, he really needed his White Plains, I guess. Unquenchable Thirst. Yeah, I think we just want to develop the Flyer. And then we can decide next turn whether or not we want to sacrifice the Deadlands. But he could just have another small creature we don't mind killing with the Deadlands instead of the Naga Vitalist. Ooh, Hornet Queen. What is this? Ooh, yeah, I don't know if I can beat that. Yeah, I don't think that's beatable. Guess I need to stay back with all my creatures. Ooh, I guess I can always just use the Desert to take out the 1/1s, but yeah, that's going to use up my whole entire turn. So now what? Maybe I just thought seize him. Compulsory Rest and a Stinging Shot. Yeah, not looking good for me. Yeah, this is not great. Not good at all. Guess something like this I don't mind just trading. I guess the Vizier can also blink, so that's not good. Yeah, that's not great. Should maybe just final reward the Hornet Queen, although I didn't know he was going to have a Vizier in his hand. Yeah, we're going to have some trouble in this matchup. Definitely another worthy final boss. Don't think the cartouche was going to do anything. Definitely need to final reward away this Hornet Queen. I think I need to trade for this. I guess he can flash into Vizier here. Yeah. He forgot to attack with the Crocodile, that's why he oops. Yeah, I don't really see myself winning this. The Hornet Queen is just such a powerful bomb. Okay, another worthy final boss. Alright, hopefully we don't get clean sweeped in this final game. Because that game, yeah, the Hornet Queen is just such a powerful card. There's no way I could have won that, I don't think, unless I maybe dealt with the Hornet Queen, took out two of his 1/1 Death Touchers, and then trade off one of my Flyers, which still isn't good. So the Hornet Queen was just a really powerful, like 3 or 2 for 1 already. Alright, final boss. At least we got up to 6 wins, but the last 2 games, the one previously before this one, I could have won. This one, I don't think it was beatable, especially the Hornet Queen on turn. Just him ramping out the Hornet Queen was just really bad, really brutal for us. And the fact that those 1/1s have Death Touch is just, it's almost literally impossible to take them all out and attack him for a ton of damage. If I knew he had Vizier Deferment, I would have used Final Death. I mean, yeah, Final Reward, but the fact that I had to Thought Seize his hand first to see what was in it was not good for me. He also had all the removal in the world, double Compulsory Rest and Stinging Shot. So I was definitely not in a good position. I think that was a pretty one-sided matchup. Alright, final boss. Let's hopefully this gold opponent doesn't kill us with his crazy bombs. Doesn't seem bad. We're on the play though, so I don't think I can afford to throw this away. I might have to cycle this Shimmer Scale Drake on turn 3 if I don't get a land, since I do want to cast my Avian Initiate on turn 4. And we do have a graveyard guy that can get it back, so it's not the worst. I guess we'll cast it on turn 4 anyway, so I might as well just take 1 or 2 because he's just going to attack, and then hopefully he doesn't play another creature here. If he does play a creature, I might consider cycling this. Although double Fan Bearer isn't scary, so I don't mind just him casting the second one. He can attack me for 2, why not? And then we can eventually just play out our flyers, and we should be in decent shape as long as we deal with these Fan Bearers. So he didn't have a 2-drop, he might have a 3-drop here. Now he finally top-decked a 2-drop. Gustwalker. Which I actually don't mind trading for the Avian Initiate. Next turn we can set the If Near Deadlands to put -1/-1 counters onto everything. Trading here isn't bad. Gustwalker is a pretty scary, difficult creature to deal with. Desert's Hold. Could play out the Drake. He's just gonna tap it down and hit me for 3. Yeah, but I didn't play out my desert, so never mind. I guess this will just happen anyways. Wish there's a way I can sacrifice this Avian Initiate. Final reward even, okay. So all the removal spells in the world. Cartouche would have been great. I think I have to take out the Fan Bearer maybe, although, maybe I just final reward away something before combat. Yeah, let's just do that instead. Yeah, I don't really want to final reward away a Gustwalker, but I think I have to here. Another Gustwalker. Yeah, this isn't looking good for me. Guess I can still take 2, get rid of this Gustwalker. And hopefully I can maybe top deck like a Cartouche of Ambition or something to deal with these Fan Bearers. Lethal Sting isn't bad. But I guess I need to play out the Cryptic Serpent. He's gonna tap it down and get him for 1, which is okay. I can maybe Lethal Sting away one of them. Although I maybe need to Lethal Sting away the Wayward Serpent. Ooh, Cartouche of Ambition. I think this is our chance back in the game. Let's not mess this up. Lethal Sting here, putting a counter here, and then Cartouche can get him for 7. So this could help us steal the game maybe. Very close. He can start tapping this Cryptic Serpent down, of course. Ooh, that's a good one, although I can't cast it. Guess I don't... I guess we'll just pass, and then he can tap this down. And then we'll take 1, and then hopefully we can top deck a land for this River Serpent, so then we can put a Cartouche on it maybe, to help seal the game. Sure. Kind of got lucky there with the cartouche, to be honest, because I think we should be dead by now. Let's get a land, please. No land. Okay, Seeker of Insight. Sure, we can always just block off the disposable mummy. I could also just cartouche here to draw a card. Maybe we can win the game on the ground. Yeah, it's not bad. Just cartouche on this just to draw a card. It's not great. Ooh, we have our second cartouche. Yeah, let's just say go. Once we get the Striped Riverwinder out, we should be in decent shape. Of course. Land, please. Yes, land is great. Okay. I'll keep everything back because there's really no need for me to attack here for 2. I don't think it's going to do enough. The Avenger we can always just block off. Wow, all the blockers in the world. We can definitely take 3 here, because he's probably just going to tap everything down here. Ooh, Lilian's Mastery. Okay, I guess we can still kill off this creature if he decides to tap here. Yeah, I guess he has lethal since now he can tap down the Ancient Crab and attack. Right, never mind, we almost got it, but yeah, we just weren't lucky the last games. Okay, so 6 and 3, kind of got swept the last game, but I think this deck could have done better, obviously, and get to 7. But yeah, it's still pretty disappointing. But I'm not going to complain since I got to 6 wins at least, and then we also didn't lose any games to begin with. So yeah, probably going to fire off another Amonkhet Remastered draft after this. But yeah, let's just open up some packs. Managed to get 1.8k gems, so that's quite nice. Pack 1, pick 1. What we have the fine pleasure of opening. A Glorybringer, obviously the pack 1, pick 1. If Glorybringer wasn't in his pack, it would be a pretty interesting decision between Exemplar, Strength, and Puncturing Blow. Exemplar, not very good if you are going to play a lot of low toughness creatures. Definitely good if you have a lot of high toughness creatures that you don't mind distributing counters onto. But if you can play this exactly on turn 2, I mean, I guess if you play this exactly on turn 2, it's just going to put all 3 counters onto itself. So there was a game where I had Thoughtseize, and you know, I think it was still correct taking the Exemplar Strength, but it's not going to be at its best. So might just actually take the Puncturing Blow over the Exemplar. Exemplar really good though if you do have creatures to load counters onto, but other than that, I think the Puncturing Blow is just a solid removal spell. Glorybringer is obviously the best card in the set, of course. I mean, in terms of Amonkhet, it is the best card, but not remastered, probably not. Here, Majestic Matriarch is a huge bomb. Like even if you don't have too much flying, double strike, first strike, death touch, or haste, or hexproof, blah blah blah, it can still grow to be a really large creature. But even with those add benefits, this card is just insane. Otherwise, nothing too amazing at common or uncommon. Doomfall, fine. Edict effect, fine way to 1-for-1 the opponent on turn 3, but yeah, the Majestic Matriarch, definitely a powerful, better card. Sphinx's Revelation is quite strong, and blue-black, I mean, blue-white is actually pretty controlling as well, so don't mind taking it here. I guess blue-white is a mix between control and aggro, so it's more like a tempo deck. But this is a pretty nice card that you can play at instant speed. Just gain a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards. Pretty solid. Farm to market is also pretty good, which could actually be arguably better than Sphinx's Revelation. But the fact that you can gain life is quite nice, and if you reach the late game, you can just draw a million cards. Farm can serve as a removal spell and a fine way to loot. Since looting is almost essentially drawing a card in the late game, since most of the lands don't become essential. But yeah, Sphinx's Revelation is quite fun. Probably take it here. The white cartouche is also pretty strong. Forgot to mention about that. Easy Trial of Solidarity. Yeah, just really impressive. Usually Anthem effects, pump spells aren't super amazing in limited unless you have like your super aggro. But given that this set is really aggressive, like the Trial, just giving the extra vigilance and is quite strong. And for 3 mana, it's not expensive, and then there's just so many ways to get this back to your hand with a cartouche in the set. So just a recurring way to pump your creatures, essentially. Pretty powerful. I think I would take the Cast Out over the Cryptic Serpent, although Cryptic Serpent is pretty strong in the red-blue spells deck. Yeah, I would probably still take Final Reward and Cast Out over Cryptic Serpent, since Cryptic Serpent wants you to be in 2 colors for the most part. It was okay in our deck, but it was better in the red-blue spells deck, obviously. But I think Cast Out is a better card than Final Reward, obviously. And white is by far a better color than black in the set, so easy Cast Out. Also, you can cycle it, so that's another added bonus. Okay, so this draft, I did good, but then I got swept on game 7. I mean, that's what happens when you deal the final boss, I guess. It's definitely not going to be easy swim, but yeah, I could have gotten 7, but I mean, I have to sell with what I got. So hopefully next Amonkhet Remastered draft we can get a perfect 7 to upload for my records. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm loving the new Zendikar Rising set a lot, so we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, we'll make another Amonkhet Remastered video perhaps. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.